Canada right now with you. Over your 40, The Weeknd, Tory Lanez, Nav. You guys kind of got your own wave, your own like ATL/New York going on. Is that something you guys planned, or is this something that happened organically?
I mean, for us, I think, you know...
When you say for us?
I think all my guys can attest, you know what I mean? Like, we came in the game, you know, me and Cash started working this shit when we was teenagers. Like I said, 20 plus years. Me and my brother Sal, 20 plus years. I think like all this shit for us, like really just came about because it didn't exist where we were. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It was almost like we came down here a few times, and then we watched like the New York hustle, or like we went to Chicago, and we seen like the real hustle and what it looks like, and like we brought that back.
You replicated it?
That's really how we built our model in terms of like Canada and building our model, you know what I mean? But I'll say this, you just mentioned a bunch of Canadian acts, right? Our government gives grants for musical talent.
Wow. Yeah.
So, whereas here they invest in the Olympics, they invest in gold medals, right? In Canada, they invest in the creatives.
Yep.
Shout out to House XO. Shout out to even the government itself is giving people grants.
Haz, what was homie's name? A dude that came years ago to our studio. They was in the projects was in Toronto, and they was telling us about the grants, and I was like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah, like the government is incredible in terms of that. Like we don't invest a lot in sports except hockey. They go crazy for hockey, but in Canada they really go crazy for the arts, and that's, you know, something I felt not only I was blessed with, but like everybody you just named.
Thanks a lot, Boris.
Whoa.
Boris talking to Siri right now.
I love that. It felt like Big Brother was listening to us. Guys.
But for real, it helped. It really helped put a lot of us on in terms of, you know, being able to find the funds, the resources, and shit like that.
Right.
You know, Canada was always a good place to.
Because it was one point, it was just like Cardinal Official, and that's it. Then they went from Cardinal Official.
Oh, remember before? There's a lot of MCs before Cardinal as well.
I actually don't remember those guys.
I said one. Socrates is another one, man. Chaclair I think is a. Yeah, there's not.
I think like
there's a rich history in Canada.
I found out later.
I think Chaos was probably the most.
Chaos, okay.
The most creative out of everybody from that era.
And I think Cardinals are one of the GOATs of Canada as well, personally. That's homie. So
look. Let me tell you something. All respect to those guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it was a different lane than the lane we came into. You know what I'm saying? They did everything they had to do. They reached the top of the fucking mountain. But when we came in, it was just a different lane than everything that anybody was doing. So shouts to all those guys that did all that. But when we came in, we changed shit. You know what I mean? Anybody that tries to tell you that we didn't is a liar. You know what I'm saying?
Do you call it the 6? Toronto the 6? Do you call it the 6?
No. I don't. I call it Toronto.
I don't know why I thought that was hilarious.
I don't know.
Because I wanted to ask, my next question would have been like, why did he say it's the 6? Is it because he thinks that, like, Toronto is the 6th borough? I
don't know. Honestly, bro, like I said, 6 years I've been in LA. I'm removed.
Right.
I don't, you know what I mean? I don't really subscribe.
There has to be something to that.
No, because you know what happened when I was out there. I went out there at CNN, Capone and N.O.R.E.
Not the news network, just to be clear.
And when thank you.
Not you and Anderson Cooper, but you and Capone. But you and Capone.
Anderson Cooper did not go out. But we went, and this is when Drake had just first came out. Drake was my favorite artist. So I'm like an idiot. I'm in front of the T-Dot. And I said, yo, what's going on with the 6? And they was like, shut the fuck up. And I was like, oh.
Venga.
I was like, the T-Dot in the building? And they was like, ah! I said, oh, shit. So I had to realize where I was at. Capone and Noriega does not bring the 6 crowd. N.O.R.E. might. Homeboy, Oye Vicando. But CNN, we cannot say the 6. Am I bugging or I'm kind of accurate?
Like I said, bro, honestly, shout out to Toronto. They took me in with open arms.
Right.
And, you know, even when they didn't, we did what we had to do. But God bless, they took me in with open arms. I got to build a beautiful career there. But I don't know the politics, bro. Like I said, as soon as I conquered what I wanted to do in Canada in general, you know, I moved on to the next, you know, to the next thing.
Take that shot.
You know what I mean?
Let's not forget this shot. It's very important. You got the vaccination.
I take a pee-pee. You talk about vaccines.
No, just get.
just taking a pee-pee.
Nah, bro. This part of drink champs. No, this.
He always take a pee-pee.
Yo, this part of drink champs. You gotta hold your pee in.
But let's go. So, I watched you on my brother Fat Joe's show.
Yeah, I love Fat Joe, man.
I love Fat Joe. That's my brother.
Fat Joe. Yeah.
I love him because we've been having more arguments lately. And it's like, I love that. I love it. But it's my brother. It's my brother.
Big
but I watched you on the show.
Big inspiration.
And he said that he got the vaccination. He said that his billionaire friends, I think, particularly that's what he said to you. He said, all his billionaire friends went and ran to get the vaccination. And then you said, I'm paraphrasing, of course. You said, my lady's a nurse or something to that nature.
No, doctor.
Doctor, excuse me.
Yeah.
And you said, so this is the reason why I felt like you was monitored. What can you speak to the audience that's saying about people who's like, there's people in this world that are saying, I'm not getting the vaccination. This is the 666. This is the mark of the beast. This is all this. What do you say?
Don't get it. If you don't want to get it, don't get it.
Right.
There's something called natural selection. Back in the days, it used to mean that lions eat us. Nowadays, it means you're too stupid to go get a vaccine. That's the way I look at it. Vaccines literally, they upped our life expectancy. No vaccines right now, we would be living to 37 and a half.
Wow.
The only reason we live to the age we live. How many immigrants in the room right now? Everybody. Right. All right, how many of y'all can lift up your shirt and show me the scar on your arm right now? And what do you think that is? What is that? That's a fucking vaccine. The only reason we live until fucking 100 years old now is because science gave us fucking vaccines. And let me say this, Ramadan just ended. Let me just say this. 2 Muslim scientists came up with the fucking, the vaccine for this virus. Wow. So shout out to them. I'll never take away from them, ever. Everybody wants to make it a conspiracy theory. Guess why? Because 2 Muslims solved the problem.
I didn't know that.
That's why.
Wow.
People want to talk about, six people got blood clots from the, all right. About 500,000 people had adverse reactions to Tylenol last year.
Wow.
We're talking about a vaccine that could save your life from COVID-19.
Taking vaccines here?
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, Moderna Mafia, Moderna Mob all day.
He got J&J, right? You good?
Look, I'll be honest with you on everything. First of all, like the type of vaccine that we got now, which is a mRNA vaccine, right?
Shit, you know about this shit.
No, this is breakthrough.
Right.
First time in history. It's never happened before. 2 Muslim scientists figured it out.
That's good or that's bad?
Don't try to take their shine away, bro.
So that's good.
Don't try to Don't try to make this a hoax and a conspiracy. This ain't a hoax. 2 brilliant-minded people came up with the solution, and they just happen to be Muslim. God bless. I'll praise them every day before I fucking buy into some Trump or conspiracy theory. That's me. You know what I mean?
But people shouldn't do trials to make sure that it's good and that there's no side effects? Just that's my...
Everyone gets back to normal life so much.
Check this out, right? You can go outside right now, and the ragweed that's growing in the grass could give you an allergic reaction.
Absolutely.
Right. So the only thing you got to worry about with vaccines is allergic reactions. when the Johnson & Johnson thing went crazy and people said, oh, 6 people got blood clots.
Right.
Somebody Google, please, how many people had adverse reactions to over-the-counter medications last year? I bet you the number is in the millions. They want to bring up 6 blood clots out of something like, I don't know how many tens of millions of people got vaccinated. They want to bring up that. I don't look at it like that. The vaccinations are 90-something% effective, right? The flu shot that people take every year is only 50% effective. People go and take the flu shot to save themselves from the flu.
They still get it.
With a shot that's 50% effective. You got a shot that's 90-something% effective from saving you from something that can actually kill you. They can't talk to me, bro.
Right.
My wife's a doctor. Shout out to Dr. Dina.
Right.
You know what I mean? She gives me the... And then for me, a large... Some like 3/4 of the people that died from COVID were overweight.
Right, for sure.
I'll take my risk with Pfizer or Moderna or any one of them before I take my risk with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not...
No, there's no doubt that people who probably had adverse effects to the vaccinations or died, probably something else was going on. The vaccine wasn't really the issue. They had some kind of underlying health issue.
Man, some people
we can't ignore people who feel hesitant on vaccines based on the history of experimenting on people.
Absolutely.
Black people.
Like the Tuskegee experiments. I'm not saying that it's all the same, but I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
Like, we understand this.
I agree
you know what I'm
with
saying?
you 100%.
And that's where the government and the way that that these things are marketed or explained and educating people they fucked up with that, period.
Well, here's the thing.
Educated conversation on Drink Champ.
Here's the thing. The idiot. Okay, like we can all agree, right?
I don't agree.
If you were about to make a movie and you needed a white villain, they would come from the Republican Party. Like, that's just, they just look like it, right? These guys, bro, are the ones that are against all this shit. As soon as I see them against something, I know I should be with it. That's how I look at it. These racist, fucking old, gray motherfuckers, like, as soon as they're against something, I'm like, oh, maybe I should be with it. Because I know they're making all the wrong decisions in terms of what my life should be. I'm gonna make the other decision.